Trey Smith here. So here working in my kitchen. This is the quarantine edition. Yes, I have a DJ set up in my kitchen and I'm working on some Buildbox stuff, and I thought, you know what, this is a perfect time to shoot a video showing you guys how to make a game from scratch in Buildbox, because hey, we're all stuck in our houses, right? So I hope you guys are staying safe out there. I'm in San Francisco. The streets are completely empty. It's absolutely nuts. Never seen anything like this. So make sure to take precautions. Hope you guys are being safe. And while we're all stuck at the house, let's make some video games. So I'm going to shoot over to my computer here and show you guys how to make a game from scratch using Buildbox. Ladies and gentlemen, here I am making quarantine jokes. And literally, in between the time I shot that fast video on my iPhone and walked over to the computer, I had a notification that people in San Francisco cannot leave their house for 3 weeks. Unless it's to get groceries or some, something really important. Hospital, bank, and that's about it. So anyways, it looks like this has gotten real fast. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Make sure to take all the precautions. We're definitely doing it here. And yeah, crazy times. I mean, honestly, it kind of feels like a dystopian novel. But anyways, so pretty nuts. But while we're sequestered into our housing units, might as well make some games. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to open up, you know what I'm going to do? I was thinking about what to shoot for this video. I was like, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to shoot a video starting from nothing. All right. Now, look, the easiest way to get started is to actually start from a template. All right. You do this, you can kind of see how it's built. We got a lot of new templates coming. We're actually going to be redoing some of how templates work. We're going to make it even easier for you guys. But let's talk about what if you wanted to do it just from the ground up, just from nothing. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm actually going to delete these items here, and we are just going to start with absolutely nothing, a blank slate. All right, now the reason I'm doing this, why am I doing that, right? It's not the easiest way to create a game in Buildbox. It's because it's going to show you the fundamentals. And you learn the fundamentals and things become a little bit easier. So we're going to start this, and we're going to make, I have no clue what we're going to make here. But what I'd like to do when I'm brainstorming, coming up with a new idea, is click on this asset library and check out the smart assets. That's the tab over here. These are all the smart assets. They actually have brains behind them. They already do stuff. And in this case, I do like to make games with platforms. So I'm going to double click this. You can see when I double click it, it actually downloads it, puts it right over here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and grab a float platform. We'll grab a flap character. As you'll see, we'll do something different. We're not going to make it just a typical flap game. And then what else? Let's grab some enemies. We'll get this enemy here. How about this ground spike right here? Look, you can see a preview. You can see that those actually pop up when you get close to it. So we'll go ahead and add that in there. And yeah, so we have a few things there. It's perfect. I'm going to go ahead and click this to close the asset library. And I'm going to grab this character. I'm going to move him up to character. So we make sure we have a little separation there. These are all the objects in our game. This is our character. Now, this is great. This is something we didn't have in any previous version of Buildbox, where now we can drag and we can build a whole entire game just with a few smart assets that we grabbed out of the asset library. So if you're approaching something like this, totally new game, strongly recommend that you actually use the asset library and start from there. All right, and we're going to probably change some stuff around. We're going to use brain boxes. We're going to do some fun stuff. All right, so first things first, I'm going to grab a platform, drop it right here. Now, the thing about this platform is it doesn't look anything like a platform, right? We want to make that as confusing as possible. Now, the truth is we want you guys to bend it and turn it around and do what you want with it, because we don't know. When we create these smart assets, we don't know what you're going to create. So we want to kind of keep it basic so you edit it. It's your starting point, right? So you can see right here, I'm scaling this, and I did this just by clicking the scale button here. And if you see me rotating around, you're like, how in the world are you doing that? I'm holding the space bar, and then I'm right clicking to move around like that. Now what I want to do is I want to get kind of sideways on this thing, and I want to make it kind of thin, like a platform would be. And then I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out this way as well, and this way. Now I'm kind of covering up these markers over here. If you saw these markers here, let me make sure you can see that. This right here is your start and end point, okay? Wow, that almost felt like I was on a roller coaster for a second. All right, so this is your start point, and then your character is going to go boop, boop, boop down here to the end point. Now we can even move that if we want. All right, we can actually move that and say, hey, I want this start point and end point to be a little bit longer. We're going to go to here. And, if I was going to do that, I would probably want to also make this a little bit bigger. All right, so we're going to make it about right there. And I'm just gonna move it back a little bit. So now you can see we have this platform here at the bottom. It starts right there and goes to here, okay? Now, the next thing I'd want to do is actually, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to go down here and click on my start scene. That's right down here at the bottom. I'm going to click the duplicate button, and you can see now I have 2 starts. Now I'm going to rename this to 1. There we go. And I accidentally used the number key, and I forgot. That will actually shift you around. This is a cool trick. I totally forgot this. I'm going to show you guys this. All right, so let me get back to where I was. Okay. So if you have a number pad, I know not all keyboards do, then what you can do is you can press 5, and you'll look straight down. You press 4, you'll see this angle, and you can kind of start moving around. See how I'm moving around without the mouse and moving around like that. Isn't that cool? So that's a little trick for you. All right, so now I'm gonna click 5, so I'm back into normal mode here. And so here's the deal, guys. Now I have this platform here, and I have a start scene and then a 1. Now what is that? What's the difference here? If you're new to Buildbox, scenes are going to play in order or randomly. It's your choice after the start scene. So start scene, our character is going to go. We're going to go ahead and slap him down here. He's going to be right here. Let's go ahead and pull him into the middle of the platform. We want him to obviously start there, and we want to be on top of the platform. Unless, all right, there we go. Sometimes you get a little messed up. There, make sure I'm right. Yep, there we go. There's our dude. He's just chilling out on the platform. All right, so there we go. Now he's going to start here, and then he's going to go to scene 1. And if I duplicate that, we have a scene. I'll name that 2. I'm going to duplicate this again, and we have this one will be 3. And we have start, scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. Now what's going to happen by default is this character is going to cross this scene, this platform, and then he's going to go to scene 1, 2, or 3. It's going to be randomized. We don't know which one. We're going to stick with that for this game. That's the easiest type of game to make if it's random, because then you can make, 10, 15 scenes. You got a decent little start for a game. I mean, some people probably publish it. Some of our big games we did, like the Lion's Den, and some of the big games we did with Ketchup, those would have 100, 150 scenes sometimes. But in this case, we're going to keep it simple. So we have the start right here. And now for scene 1, I want to pull in something a little bit different. I'm going to pull in a floating platform in this one. And let's make sure that that is right here. There we go. And then in scene 2, we're going to add some spikes. And again, these are going to pop up when we get close to it. There we go. Put this in the middle. I'll just put it right here for an example. Scene 3, we're not going to do anything. You know what? We'll throw one enemy on here. All right. There we go. Pulling him over. And you know what? We might actually have him just stick out a little bit like that. We'll see how that looks. Yeah, I think that looks all right. We'll just do that for now. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and play the game so we can see if it actually works. Now remember, this is not a template. We just threw stuff in here. The gravity might be off. It might not be fun. It might not even work right. The camera's going to be wonky. Nothing's going to be set up, right? So I'm going to click the button, and all right, I can see it, but look, as soon as I jumped, the character went off screen, right? Oh, finally he fell down, way back over there. Okay, this viewpoint's kind of weird. There's a break right here. Look, all this is normal. This is all normal stuff that you got to fix when you have a game. And that's why we're doing this video, to kind of see how to do that, okay? First off, the break in between them is simply because we are not going all the way to the end here. You see that? So one of these has a little bit of a break. Oh, it was this one right here, okay? Really simple solution. We're just going to make it a little bit bigger on each one. And if you hear any meowing in the back, it is my cat, who is absolutely insane. If you follow me on Instagram, which is /Trey Smith, and you have seen my cat on my stories, he drives me nuts, but I kind of love him. All right, so now, first off, that should handle the brake. Yep, now we're smooth there. Look at this. Look how long it takes for this jump to come down. All right, I can't even see it, though. So the first thing I want to do here, guys, is change the camera angle, and that's with this button right here. We click on that. Okay, you can see this is how we're seeing the game. I want to zoom way, way, way out and have it down here, maybe at a little bit of an angle like this. All right, so now I should be able to see him come down. No, he's just flying right off the screen. I'm not seeing anything. All right, so why is that? Why did he fly off the screen like that? Okay, well, if we click on the camera over here, we have all of our different camera options. You can see right now, position follow is none. It just stays in this place right where it starts. So what we're gonna do is we can follow the character if we want, and if we do that, now we're gonna jump up with the character. That's kind of cool. Oh man, that was unlucky. But it can also kind of make you sick. So we can also follow the game path. Now, we're not gonna follow the character, but we're gonna follow the path. Now look how high he's jumping, right? That's way, way too high. That's not gonna work for us. So there's a couple ways we can fix this. First off, I can click on the character here, and you can see we have jump force. Now, I could turn this down. I could turn this down to 5, for example, and then now, boom, we're not gonna jump very much, but just enough. I don't even know if I can get over that one though. Nah, probably can't. All right, so yeah, that's probably not gonna work, right? But I'm gonna show you guys a huge hack when making games. This is, look, gravity is so important in games. And I've seen so many people make a great game that has really loose gravity like you're in space, and it ruins it because you don't have control over the character. The less control you have over your character, the less fun the game is. Unless you're making one of those kind of silly games that's kind of popular in indie right now, like the Totally Accurate Battle Simulator tabs and stuff like that has kind of the goofy walking character. Some of those are fun. I play those with my daughter. But in general, game design, you want tight controls. To get tight controls, we're going to go back to the game mind map. Now, if you don't know what this is, really simple. Our start screen here, that's where we're going to have the logo for your company. Then right now, we're going straight into a 3D world. We could actually have a UI screen like a main menu, et cetera, if we wanted to. But this is also where you can change some important options for your world. So if I click on the world here, you can see I have gravity. Now what I'm gonna do is go crazy. Instead of negative 9.8, which I don't know why we chose that, by default, I'm gonna choose negative 60 and have strong gravity. Now here's what's gonna happen. Look, you can't even see it. Look at him trying to come up. He's just like, he can't even do anything, right? But if we go in here and then we click on the character and we do the jump force to be something like 40 with huge gravity, so he's flying up but he's getting slammed back down, then we hit play and then boom, now we have more control. And I think that's a little much, so let's do this though. Let's try something fun. Let's go with 100 gravity. Super strong gravity, and then not change anything else. Boom. Now look at that. Now we have a really interesting gameplay. But if it's too loose, you have an alternate issue. But I don't know, this kind of looks unique, you know? But if it's too loose, you have an alternate issue, which is going to be that the character is going to hit stuff. Like you can't really do much. So I think we gotta get in the middle here. Let's go to jump force of 50, and then let's go back over here and do gravity at 70. And let's see what that feels like. All right, so now, you know, I think we need to go down on the jump force, actually, is what I'm feeling. And listen, this is just trial and error, getting it right, but that feels pretty good. That right there feels pretty good. Yeah, because you want an arc, right? You want the character to have an arc so he can jump over stuff like he is now. And if you do too much gravity with too high of a jump force, it decreases the arc. But at the same time, you don't want it to be, you know, too much of one. All right, cool. I'm gonna go with that. That works for now. So now we have a kind of interesting game. There's one thing I don't like, guys, is I'm seeing these spikes are red. Red equals bad in the game. Yet our platform is also red. So here's how I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna click on platform over here, and then I'm gonna go to the 3D model. I'm gonna click on the color here, and I'm gonna change that. Now here's a great advice about color. Most people do color like this, super saturated colors. That's not really ever been trendy. That's not a current trend. It's not what I would recommend. If we're gonna go for a blue, for example, then you would wanna pull that back around here. Like you want it to be too saturated. Also, right here, I'd pull it down just about like, you know, something here. It's a little bit pastel is what you want to do. That's much more of a trendy color design. All right, so we're going to choose that, and let's see what that looks like. All right, cool. I actually like the yellow with that. I think that looks kind of cool. And let's see when we go here. Yeah, you know, but that, no, I don't think that needs to be red. So now, but we could do a different color. Maybe with the float platform, we're gonna click on that, show the 3D model, change the color by clicking here. And you know, we can start with the same color and then say, you know what, let's make this a little bit darker. Let's try that. So now the float platform is gonna be similar, but a little darker, and I think that visually is appealing. So we're gonna go with that. And boom. So now, next, what I want to do is something a little bit different because this game, honestly, it's not that exciting. We need a hook. And this is an important part of game design. You really want to have a hook in your game. So if we click on the character here, we can see we have the jump force, which we changed. I'm pretty happy with. We also have a jump limit. Now, you've heard of double jump, right? And that's where you can jump 2 times. And triple jump, is that a thing? I think so. Quadruple jump. You know what? What if our game is focused just on the fact we called it triple jump and you can only jump 3 times? And the whole entire thing is you have to get through the game, progress through this game, jumping 3 times. All right, now first off, let's get a feel of how this is. 1, 2, 3. So you can get pretty high on that, okay? So that's interesting. So let's try this as a game mechanic. Now, what I'm going to do is duplicate this scene here, and we'll go ahead and call this one 4. Delete this character here. And what I'm going to do, I just press the W key to duplicate. You can do that really easily. You can duplicate with W, which will go up, A, which will go to your left, or you can do D, which goes to your right, or S, which goes down, all right? But I just needed 1 copy, so I just did W real quick. Now, what I'm going to do is shrink this guy a little bit, and then we're going to rotate him with this rotate one here. And let's see if we can make a little bit. You know what? We're going to go halfway. And sometimes the easiest way is just to dial it in like that. And then let's go ahead and push this guy out to the right. And we'll pull him in a little bit. There we go. And we'll rotate him. And now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something a little bit different. All right, so we're going to go back to position. We're going to duplicate this, and we are going to just see how this plays out. Let me see if I can nail this corner. Very difficult to do sometimes. And actually, that worked out pretty well. Okay, so now I just want to see what this plays like. All right, so playing this game, and I want to see how this feels. All right, so we have this platform. We can only do 3 jumps. So that, in that case, you only do 3 jumps until you hit the ground, right? So that would be 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 1. Because what I want to do is make a game that's almost like a puzzle game where you have to really think about and plan out your jumps, okay? And I think we can do that with some platforms. So I'm going to try that out. All right, so we have this one here. And what I'm going to do is add 1 more on top. Let's see, the best way of doing that, we'll grab this guy again. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to rotate this a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to pull it back right here. And we're going to make a fun little thing here. Let's go down a little bit into there and see how that joint looks. Yeah, it's all right. It's not perfect, but we can always clean up later too. There we go. I think that's good. All right, and let's do something though. Let's add an enemy in here as well. There we go. Pull him forward about here. So you're having to time those jumps, and this is going to force us to, let me get this up a little higher. There we go. This is going to force us to actually land right here, or we're going to run into the enemy. Right? Because we have to kind of touch the ground again in order to do the triple jump. And then once we get up to here, we will then have it so you fall down. And I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually make this connect. And we'll do that with a scale like this. There we go. And then I'm going to make this scale right here. Pull it out to here. We're going to duplicate this to go up here, have a nice pleasing look. There we go, down a little bit. Let's see, that's going to be a tough one to get from that far back. Yeah, not too bad. Let's go ahead and pull it down just a hair though. There we go. All right, I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the actual game. I think that joint's probably good enough. And yeah, and then we're going to pull this thing back. And let's just see what this plays like. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, so it does work. It adds the challenge in there. Maybe we need to think about that a little bit more. All right, so we can do 1, we can do 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's wait till we get back. I'm going to show you something we can do, guys, in this situation. We can solo a scene by clicking S when we highlight the scene. Now we're only going to see this scene. Oh, and you know what else we need to do? Is the end right now of this scene is too short, and it repeats at the end, and so we want to bring that out to here. Okay, so now we're going to only see this scene. All right, we got 3 jumps, so we're good there. All right, then we could have something there. That's 3 jumps. All right, so I think this mechanic is definitely going to work. All right, so I think that's going to work. And there we had a little collision issue there. Okay, cool. So this, I think, could be a pretty fun game. And I would probably even get rid of some of this stuff and focus just more on building out interesting levels like this that repeat, where you're focused on having to time that triple jump. Another thing, though, that was bugging me, I still feel like it's too high. So what if we turn this down to 20? Is it even possible now? 1, 2, 3. Oh, now we got something interesting. All right, this is better. All right, and then we have like something there to explode the character. But that's even better with the shorter distance jump, because then now you really got to, all right, let's do that one more time. All right, now you got to, all right, oh, no, this is good. Oh, yeah, because now it's actually hard to hit the stuff. Okay, this, oh my God, this is good. This is actually, now it's actually hard to hit the stuff. Okay, yeah, so now we have like a very, potentially even too hard of a game, but definitely more fun. So that's how I approach game design, is try to find a unique hook, play around with level design, play around with smart assets until I just kind of stumble onto something that's unique and different. I mean, this really ended up turning more into a puzzle game almost, a reaction time puzzle game. So anyway, guys, Trey Smith here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Quick little quarantine walkthrough. Stay safe out there. You know, make sure you're taking precautions. We're definitely doing it out here as well. And wish you great health and appreciate you watching this. We'll talk to you later.